Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Pak Zikri dan Bu Ana. Let me begin my Let me begin by introducing myself. My name is Teguh Wicaksono, and my student ID number is 291241150. Today, I will present my microeconomic analysis on energy efficiency programs in Pertamina Gas or Pertagas, focusing on the transition from diesel engines to electric motors. This transition is not only a technological change, but it represents a major strategic shift driven by economic efficiency, cost reduction, and long-term sustainability goals. In this presentation, I will explain the economic rationale behind this transition, its impact on market structure, and how it influences Pertagas business operation. Now, before we dive into the analysis, let's first look at the outline of today's presentation. Here is the outline of my presentation. The number one is background of the energy sector in Indonesia, understanding Indonesia energy landscape and the challenge faced by the industry, especially is oil and gas industry. Number two is Pertagas role in Indonesia energy market, analyzing how Pertagas operates in the gas transportation and crude oil distribution sectors. Number three is case study, microeconomic frameworks and market structure. In this section, we evaluating the economic theories relevant to this transition. Section 4 is cost-benefit analysis of the diesel to electric shift. Number 5 is market power index. We use HHI and competitive positioning. And number 6 is externalities analysis. In this section, we try to identify positive and negative effects of this transition or this initiative. And the final section is conclusion and strategic recommendation. Okay. Indonesia energy sector plays a critical role, of course, in economic development, contributing significantly to national GDP, employment, and industrial growth. The country has long been dependent on fossil fuels, including oil, coal, and natural gas, which power most of its industry in Indonesia. However, Indonesia also faces several major challenges in its energy sector, such as a rising energy demand from industrial and transportation sectors, dependencies on fossil fuels, leading to high carbon emission, regulatory constraint on energy pricing and subsidies, and then the final is government pressure to transition to cleaner energy sources. To address this issue, the Indonesian government has committed to net zero emission in 2060, requiring industry to adopt more efficient solution. One major initiative in this direction is the transition from diesel engine to electric motors, which will improve operational efficiency and reduce emission. Okay, as Indonesia's largest state-owned energy company, Pertamina plays a crucial role in driving energy transition and operational efficiency. Its strategic initiatives are focused on three main areas. The number one is enhancing energy efficiency. Number two is reducing carbon emission to align with government Indonesia target net zero emission on 2060. is 60, and the number 3 is cost optimization and business sustainability. Okay, next is Pertamina Gas or Pertagas is a midstream and downstream subsidiary of PT Pertamina Persero. The company specializes in gas transportation through a pipeline network, crude oil distribution from upstream production facilities, and gas processing and infrastructure management to support energy security. As of today, Pertagas holds a dominant market share, about 56% in gas transmission, making Pertagas as a key player in Indonesia energy logistics. For your information, Pertagas owns and operates approximately 2,000 kilometers of gas pipeline across Indonesia, handles crude oil transportation and metering system, and supports national energy security to gas supply chain infrastructure. Despite its strong market presence, Pertagas faces significant challenges such as a high operational cost due to outdated technology, limited pricing flexibility due to government regulation, and pressure to align with sustainability and energy efficiency goals. Okay, to overcome these challenges, Pertagas has implemented an energy efficiency program focusing on transitioning from diesel engines to electric motors in crude oil palm operation. Now we can explore how this transition fits into Pertagas market structure from a microeconomic perspective. Now we understand that Pertamina Gas roles in Indonesia energy sector. Let's analyze the market structure in which Pertagas operates and how it impacts the company decision-making process. Indonesia gas transportation industry operates under a regulated oligopoly, meaning that a few dominant companies control the market, but their pricing power is limited due to government regulation. This market structures affects how Pertagas competes and makes strategic decisions, especially regarding cost efficiency initiative like transition to electric motors. To better understand this, let's examine the different economic models that describe how companies behave in oligopolistic market. On these models, Pertagas, in my opinion, operates under a regulated oligopoly with elements of price leadership and a dominant firm model, because price adjustment are not an option. Reducing cost through energy efficiency programs becomes the best strategy to maintain profitability. This is why the shift from diesel engines to electric motors is a key economic decision. Okay, now that we understand how market structure shapes Pertagas strategic decisions, let's focus on application of efficiency improvement initiative implemented by Pertamina Gas. In this case study, we will analyze how Pertagas has optimized energy efficiency by shifting from diesel engines to electric motors. This initiative is an example how company in a regulated oligopoly can enhance cost efficiency and sustainability despite limited pricing flexibility. Now that we have discussed Pertagas efficiency initiative, transitioning from diesel engine to electric motors, let's evaluate the strategy using the SWOT analysis framework. This analysis will help us to identify the internal strengths and weaknesses of the initiative, as well as the external opportunities and threats that could impact its success of its initiative. Strength of Pertagas, the first is market dominance. Pertagas holds 56% of market share, allowing it to set industry trends. Number 2 is energy efficiency gains. Electric motors can improve efficiency from 30 to 40% than diesel engine. Number 3 is a lower operating cost, reduce of fuel and maintenance expense to enhance long-term cost saving. And the number 4 of strength is alignment with sustainability goals to support Indonesia net zero emission commitment. Weaknesses is high initial investment cost to a procurement of electric motor and its accessories. Number 2 is dependency on PLN. Pertagas will rely on PLN electricity supply, increasing exposure to potential power disruption. Number 3 is implementation challenges. Technical adjustments are needed to integrate electric motors into existing infrastructure. The opportunities that we have is government incentive. The government has policies to supporting energy efficiency and green initiative, provide tax benefit. Number 2 is long-term cost saving, reduction in fuel dependency, stabilize operating costs against diesel price fluctuation. And number 3 is technological advancement. Improvement electric motor technology can lead to higher performance and reliability. So also we have threats on this initiative, such as number 1 is regulatory uncertainty. Changes in government policies may affect electricity pricing and operational costs. Number 2 is competitive pressure. Other industry players may implement similar initiative so that effect reduce Pertagas first mover advantage. And number 3 is fluctuating electricity prices. Variability in electricity tariffs could impact projected cost saving. Based on this SWOT analysis, we can see that the transition to electric motors provides significant long-term benefit, but it also comes with challenges that must be addressed. Pertagas' strengths lie in its dominant market position, efficiency gains, and cost reduction, making the transition a strategically sound decision. Weakness such as high investment costs and dependency on PLN need to be mitigated through strategic planning and contract negotiation. Opportunities include government incentive and long-term saving, which further justify the transition. Threats like regulatory uncertainty and competitive pressure require continuous adaptation and risk management. Now that we have analyzed Pertagas efficiency initiative using the SWOT framework, let's move to more action-oriented using those metrics. Those metrics that I built on SWOT analysis by providing strategic responses to leverage strength and opportunities while minimizing weaknesses and threats. This will help us understand how Pertagas can maximize the benefits of transitioning to electric motors while mitigating potential risks. From those metrics, we can conclude the following: strength and opportunities provide Pertagas with a strong foundation to lead the energy efficiency transition. Strategic partnership with the government and PLN are crucial to ensuring project feasibility. High investment costs can be mitigated by government subsidies and state implementation. And competitive threats can be managed by maintaining a first mover advantage and optimizing efficiency before competitors adopt similar program. The structured approach ensures that Pertagas is not just reacting to market changes but actively shaping its future energy strategy. Now that we have outlined Pertagas strategic framework, using the TOWS matrix, let's move to financial evaluation of the diesel to electric transition. As a cost-benefit analysis that we use helps determine whether this initiative is economically viable by comparing the cost involved with the expected financial and operational benefits. Since Pertagas operates on regulated oligopoly where pricing flexibility is limited, the company profitability depends heavily on cost optimization rather than price adjustment. That's why evaluating the financial impact of this transition is crucial. To determine whether this investment is financially viable, we calculate three key financial metrics. Number one is payback period, and then net present value, and the final is internal rate of return or IRR. Payback period is 2.14 years. The project will recover its investment in just over 2 years, making it fast return initiative. And we can see on NPV, a positive NPV indicates that the long-term financial benefits outweighs the cost, confirming the project's profitability. And we can see on IRR above 50% is well above industry benchmark. This project offers high returns on investment. Now that we have evaluated the financial feasibility of the diesel to electric transition, let's analyze how Pertagas market dominance influence this decision. A key metric for assessing market concentration and competitive positioning is the Herfindahl-Hirschman Index, which quantifies market power in an industry. What is a Herfindahl-Hirschman Index? The Herfindahl-Hirschman Index is a measure of market concentration that helps us to determine whether an industry is highly competitive, moderately concentrated, or highly concentrated or monopolistic. It is calculated by summing the square of each company market share in an industry. To determine Pertagas market dominance, we calculate the HHI based on industry data with an HHI of 4,232. Indonesia gas transportation industry is classified as a highly concentrated oligopoly where a few firms, especially Pertagas, hold significant market power. What does high HHI mean for Pertagas? Since Pertagas operates in highly concentrated market, its competitive advantage depends on cost leadership than pricing flexibility. Here's why this matters. The first is regulated toll fee limited pricing power. Unlike in competitive markets, Pertagas cannot freely adjust its price. Instead, it must lower operational costs to maximize or maintain profitability. The second is market power enable industry influence. As the largest player, Pertagas sets an operational benchmark that competitors follow. This allow to lead energy efficiency initiative such as the diesel to electric transition. The third, barriers to entry protect existing players. The high HSI suggests significant barriers to entry, meaning a new company struggle to compete with Pertagas. This allow Pertagas to maintain long-term market dominance provided it continue to optimize its operational efficiency. Now that we have examined Pertagas market dominance and strategic positioning, let's move beyond the financial and competitive aspect to analyze the positive externalities of this transition. A positive externality is a benefit that extends beyond the company itself, impacting the broader economy, environment, and society. In this case, Pertagas' decision to shift from diesel engines to electric motors not only improves operational efficiency but also generates significant external benefits for multiple stakeholders. How does these positive externalities align with government policies? Pertagas' diesel to electric transition aligns directly with Indonesian national energy policies and global sustainability goals. Some of the key policies that support this initiative include net zero emission, ministerial regulation number 30 years of 2021 on energy efficiency, and the final is carbon pricing initiative. While the transition from diesel engines to electric motors in Pertagas crude oil pumping operation bring significant benefits, it also introduces negative externalities, unintended consequences that could impact the company, stakeholders, and the broader economy. Understanding these negative externalities is crucial for risk mitigation and ensuring a smoother transition process. How can these negative externalities be mitigated? Although these risks exist, Pertagas can implement mitigation strategies to minimize their impact. Some potential solutions include financial planning for high capex costs, by securing government subsidies or carbon credit incentive to offset the initial investment burden. And number two is diversification of power source, partnering with renewable energy providers or developing on-site solar or battery storage solution to reduce dependencies on PLN. As we come to the end of this presentation, let's summarize the key insight from our analysis and provide strategic recommendation for Pertagas moving forward. In conclusion, the transition from diesel to electric motors is not just an operational shift, but a transformational strategy that supports Pertagas' financial sustainability, environmental goals, and long-term competitiveness. By implementing energy efficiency initiative, Pertagas can maintain its leadership in the gas transportation industry, reduce costs, and contribute to Indonesia's clean energy transition. With the right strategic execution, risk management, and policy support, this initiative can be a game changer for Pertagas and the Indonesian energy sector. Now that we have concluded our analysis, let's focus on the strategic recommendation to ensure the successful implementation of the diesel to electric transition at Pertagas. This recommendation address financial, operational, workforce, and environmental consideration, ensuring that the transition is economically viable, socially responsible, and aligned with long-term sustainability goals. Key takeaways from the recommendation. The first is financial support by securing government incentive, tax credits, and carbon exemption will help bridge financial gaps. Second is regulatory engagement. Working with regulators ensures that pricing constraints do not hinder operational improvement. The third is brand reputation and investor trust. Green Label certification will enhance market positioning and stakeholder confidence. And the fourth and final point, long-term decarbonization strategy aligning with net zero emission ensure Pertagas remains competitive in a future-oriented energy landscape. By implementing this recommendation, Pertagas can ensure that its transition to electric motor is not just an operational upgrade, but a strategic move that solidifies leadership in Indonesia gas transportation sector while contributing to more sustainability energy future. Okay, that's all my presentation about microeconomic analysis in efficiency energy. Okay, thank you for this time for Pak Zikri and Bu Ana. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.